Welcome to Where I Long to Be, a magical trip report podcast. My name is Virginia, and I am your host. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you all have some fun planned this week, whether it's a trip to Disney or just a trip to your local park to get out of the house and enjoy some of the sunshine if you can. I think it might finally actually be spring in my neck of the woods after a lot of ups and downs the past couple of months and even the past couple of weeks. In case you missed the pre-trip report for today's guest, Mike, aka Disney Dad of One, was traveling to Disney World March 25th through 31st with his wife Christina and their daughter Madison. They are DVC members, and their home resort is the Polynesian. So that's where they were excited to be heading home, so to speak. Because they are DVC members, they are also able to purchase the Sorcerer level annual pass that you can only get as either a DVC member or a Florida resident. With that annual pass, they try to get down to the parks a couple of times a year. On this particular trip, they were looking forward to seeing if Madison was tall enough to ride some new things, and could not wait to visit some repeat favorites. That should catch you all up, so let's welcome Mike back to the show. Welcome back, Mike.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be back from Disney.
Are you?
No, not at all. I can pretend.
I was like, I feel like you just lied to me with a smile on your face.
Pretty much, yes. I would rather be in Disney. Not that I don't want to talk to you, but I think everyone would rather just be in Disney. I would be in Disney talking to you. Let's put it that way.
That would be fantastic if we ever cross paths in the parks at some point in real life. That would be amazing. My dream, I was just about to say I have a dream, and no one else out there would get that except that during mic check, Mike literally was able to mic check with recited Gettysburg Address and the preamble of the Constitution and the I Have a Dream speech with no problem whatsoever. And I was like, why do you know this by heart?
And I'm still not sure that answer.
Anywho, I was going to say, I have a dream that one day I will have an audience that merits doing a meetup in the park. And I mean, I've got a good audience, but I feel like just like a wedding, when you invite a bunch of people and you have to expect that only a certain percentage will say, yes, I can come. I think the same thing is true with an audience. Like, I probably need to triple my audience before I'm like, hey, anybody want to do a meetup in the park, to have a big thing?
You never know. I think you're getting closer than you think.
I hope so. It's so hard to tell because none of these sites have really good stats. Like, none of them are super accurate as far as I can tell.
I get it. Yep.
Anywho, let's get in. Let's get away from historical speeches and podcast stats and all of those things. That's not what the people are here for. The people are here for some good old-fashioned Disney content and to hear all about your trip to the Polynesian. So, absolutely. I guess overall, was it a successful trip?
Yeah, no, overall, it's a great trip. Always, anytime you can get to Disney, I feel like it could be raining the entire trip and it'd still be a great trip. Mm-hmm. There were some highs and lows, like any trip has, and we can get into those. But overall, it was a great trip. We had a ton of fun. Crowds weren't as bad as I thought they would be, which is great for a spring break trip. But, it's a Disney vacation, so it can never be bad.
Yeah. And I think you were flying out of Newark, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Flew to Newark on the 25th.
How was that experience? Because honestly, everything with TSA right now.
Yeah, no, it was no issues at all. We have pre-check, which was nice. I think we waited a total of 5 minutes and then got through the security line in 2 minutes.
Good.
The biggest thing is just dealing with them checking the stroller and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But overall, it was pretty smooth sailing. We had a lot of time in the United Club before we boarded the plane to just relax and hang out. So,
nice.
That was nice. Yeah. No, it was the flight there was nice and smooth. No issues really.
Okay. Sidebar. How's the United Club? Because I think I'm going to fly out of Newark for our July trip, and we should be able to access the United Club. And I've never been there before.
Yeah, there's a few of them in Newark. There is, depending on which terminal you're in, there's 2 in Terminal C, 1 in Terminal A. Mm-hmm. Terminal A is brand new. It's smaller, surprisingly, but it's a really nice club. Terminal C has one they just revamped. That literally has make your own breakfast sandwich and a make your own coffee bar. They'll make you lattes and espressos and all this fancy stuff. So and it's huge.
Yeah.
Hot tip that I learned this trip: instead of using the family restroom, they have showers there, and each shower room has a bathroom, sink, toilet. So just go in there, say you want to use the shower room for a little bit, and they'll give you your own private shower with a clean bathroom. Nice. So like felt like upscaled it a little bit there by even just using the shower bathroom as opposed to the family restroom that there was a line for.
Okay.
But yeah, no, they're nice clubs there. They are nice clubs. I wouldn't
Okay.
regret it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we with our United points or whatever, we don't have access for all three of us to get in. So I'm hoping that it shouldn't be too hard for purchasing one extra person so that Alex can come in with us. I mean, I hate to send my teenager off into Newark Airport while Charles and I relax and enjoy a lounge.
Do what you got to do.
I mean, that's how I
Absolutely.
feel about TSA PreCheck because Charles does not have it. Alex gets on through my ticket because
Right.
of
It's
his
a pretty
age.
minor. Yeah.
And I've said this before, I will say it again. I have absolutely no hesitation leaving him behind
Absolutely.
because he has not taken the time to do the steps he needs to do to get his PreCheck status.
That's on
So
him.
it is what it is. All right. So getting down into Florida, you were going to be using a rental car once you arrived. How was that
Yes.
process?
Smooth. We use Avis. Just I get decent rates with them through a program and real smooth. Car's ready to go. Shuffled all our bags over there, loaded up the car,
Mm-hmm.
and drove off. Really, really seamless. They let you know what car you have in advance. You just walk over, walk right over to the row that it's in and
Mm-hmm.
walk off. And it was really simple. Really, always painless with them. I will say that. I can't
Oh,
complain.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. I cannot tell by my notes, but I wrote down that you were going to Disney Springs. So did you drive straight to Disney Springs?
So yes, we did drive straight to Disney Springs. Our room wasn't ready, so that's usually what we do. We actually, I should say, we stopped quickly. We had a Instacart order at Publix, so we
Mm-hmm.
pick up a couple snacks, case of water for the room, that kind of stuff. So we quickly stopped off there and grabbed our stuff, and then we went to Disney Springs, and that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
actually where the first wrench came into our plans.
Okay.
So I don't know if I shared this in the first one. My daughter, we found out she had celiac, but she is immunocompromised, and so she
Okay.
catches illnesses quicker than most children. And we got there and she felt warm. I'm like, oh great, here's a fever. And so we checked her and she had a fever. So the first thing we did was we did go to Disney Springs. We're like, well, we give her some Tylenol. Like we're here, we need to eat because none of us had eaten since 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
So we ate at Polite Pig, which is like our go-to spot. My wife loves the salad there. I love the meats and stuff, and they're gluten-free meat for my daughter, so it works out really well. And so we ate there, and then we're like, well, let's figure out an urgent care to take her to, because if she has a fever, she likely needs antibiotics. And
Okay.
took her to the urgent care. Had a phenomenal experience at the urgent care we went to. I will say that.
Do
And
you remember which one it was, just so that
I
people
want to say it was
have it
like
in mind?
Lake Buena Vista Urgent Care or something. Buena Vista Urgent Care.
Okay.
Really beautiful facility. Got us in right away. There was no one waiting, which was nice, and it worked out really well. They were able to dispense medicine there, so her antibiotic was there. We were able to pay for it right there, so you didn't have to go to like a pharmacy. They just handed it to us. We paid for it, and that was it.
I love
They
that.
they went through insurance, so it was cheap because with our family we already met our deductible for the year with her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was truly a phenomenal experience. So I'm pretty sure it was Buena Vista Urgent Care. It was right by the CVS by the World Marriott,
Mm-hmm.
and it was so seamless and painless, I should say, and it was great. I would highly
Mm-hmm.
recommend them.
Okay, fantastic. I will look for the link just so people have something to refer to, and based on your
Yeah,
directions, I should be able to identify it to put that in the show
yeah,
notes.
I'm like 99% sure that's what it was, but it was
Okay.
truly, truly a great experience.
Okay. Was that all to the wrench? And I hate to say all because that's,
Yeah,
annoying
thankfully it
enough,
was it
but
was it was an ear infection, so 10-day
okay.
antibiotics, run its course. Her fever broke by the next day or so it wasn't so bad. We just took it easy until the fever broke, and
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't really in pain or anything. Thankfully, it was just
Yeah.
let it run its course, give her the antibiotics, and then hopefully clear it as quickly as possible.
Yeah. I have a long history with ear infections myself, so I am
There you go.
well versed in them and am immune to some antibiotics at this point because I had to take them so many times as a
I
kid.
believe it. I believe it.
So yeah, that really stinks. I hope she grows out of them. I will say that most kids grow out of them. I just have unusually small ear canals. TMI for
Gotcha.
the for the audience, but the funny thing is like my whole life people are like, "Oh, eventually you'll grow out of it. All kids grow out of ear infections." And then at some point during not until my 30s, finally a doctor was like, your ear canal is very small. You're probably always going to get these because, it's difficult for your ear to clear itself or
Right.
make itself calibrate or whatever. And once they said, you'll probably never grow out of this, it actually made me feel better because then I could stop waiting to grow out of it.
Right, exactly.
So,
Then you knew it's just something you're going to be dealing with and make the best of it.
exactly. It was easier to deal with it than to live with this hope and then keep getting let down. All right. Moving along from ear infection, what
Yes.
time was your room ready?
Yeah, so our room was probably ready, I want to say between 3 and 3:30ish, somewhere in
Mm-hmm.
there. So we had pretty much finished up at the doctor. I already had gotten the text over saying, "Hey, your room's ready." I'm like, "Perfect. We'll go right to the room. We'll do our cleaning of the room, get the room set up. She can relax for a bit." And that's really what we did. We just kind of hung out at the room, relaxed. Again, she had the fever, so we were going to take it easy. As we were sitting in the room, I remembered, hey, whatchamacallit is easier to get to now. Oh my God, what is the lounge there? Oh, not Timbora Lounge, the Tiki Room Lounge, Trader Sam's Grotto.
Okay.
I couldn't think of it was. So I'm like, let me put our name down, see how long the wait is. Our wait was only like an hour and a half. So I'm like, all right, we're hanging in the
Mm-hmm.
room. Let's put our name down, and if we feel like going over there, try a drink. We had never been there before. We
Mm-hmm.
always like wanted to try it. So like, we'll go in there. And so yeah, we cleaned the room. I think we grabbed some quick serve at Captain Cook's, which is the quick serve at the Polynesian for dinner.
Love
Which,
it.
yes, one of our favorite spots. My wife gets
Favorite.
the stir fry noodles. I
Mm-hmm.
got a burger. I think my daughter got the gluten-free chicken tenders, which she liked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the text that it was ready. We checked our daughter and she was fine. Her fever, obviously she was on Tylenol or Motrin at that point, but she felt fine. She looked good. So we're like, hey, she's just gonna be sitting next to us. So we went in there. My wife and I shared a drink. We're not really big drinkers, but we're like, hey, we're here. Let's try a drink and experience it. So
Mm-hmm.
we tried a drink. Can't remember what it was, but it was very fruity and tasty and came in a glass that I got to take home. So that was cool.
Did you get like all the special effects with
I
whatever
don't
you
think the
ordered?
one I don't think the one we got had special effects.
Okay.
But like we were watching everyone around us, like we didn't really catch on. Like we didn't realize that we should have ordered something cool for something else to happen. But we saw the volcano erupt. We saw
Mm-hmm.
them running around with noisemakers and machines and all this stuff, and it was a cool experience. My daughter loved it. She was having a blast. And it was a cool experience. Not something I necessarily would be doing all the time. It's not like I said, we're not really big drinkers, and the food wasn't anything that we were like running to. And we had just eaten also, but it was a cool experience. And then
Mm-hmm.
we went back to the room. We're like, all right, well, assuming she's good tomorrow, we're gonna be up early at the Magic Kingdom. So let's get to bed as early as we can since we've been up since again probably like 5 o'clock or so.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we did. We just kind of crashed for the night.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It is very easy to be so excited that you're there and starting your vacation that you run yourself ragged on the very first day. So
Absolutely.
let's talk about your day at the Magic Kingdom where you had planned to rope drop Barnstormer or Dumbo.
Yes. So we did. We rope dropped. Daughter was fine in the morning. Had a very, very
Mm-hmm.
slight fever from what I remember. So we gave her the Tylenol and we were monitoring it throughout the day just to make sure she was fine. Again, I mean, it was an ear infection, so it's just fighting the infection. She felt fine. She had no my daughter when she's sick, you wouldn't even know she's sick, even if she has like bronchitis. Like she is wants to play,
Okay.
wants to do stuff. She does not stop moving constantly. Like she is that
Mm-hmm.
child. So she was up early. She's like, all right, Magic Kingdom, let's go, mom and dad. And so yeah, I think we rope dropped Dumbo that morning because it's just easy to get to. Not as many people rope drop Fantasyland back there, which is great. So we did Dumbo. I think we did the Barnstormer, like you said. I think we did it once because it was still a
Mm-hmm.
short line, and then also did it with our Fast Pass. We hit the Jungle Cruise that morning. We hit Pirates that morning. So really a good amount of stuff. I think we hit maybe Ariel on the way over there too as we walked around that
Mm-hmm.
backside. We stopped, I think, for breakfast. We did quick serve. What did my wife get? She got a breakfast sandwich at Pinocchio House.
Okay.
And I think we got my daughter something at Friar Nook, or vice versa. I think my wife got some at Friar Nook, and I got my daughter something at Pinocchio House because I had the gluten-free stuff.
That makes sense because I think Friar's Nook is a lot of tater tot things, which I'm not sure are
Yes.
gluten free.
Depends on the place you go to. They technically themselves are, but it depends on where they're fried in. Because if it's fried in something
Right.
that something
Yeah.
else is, yeah. But yeah, I think my wife got mac and cheese pocket or some sort, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
a breakfast sandwich. I don't even remember. Yeah, I picked up some food for my daughter myself at Pinocchio House. But so
Mm-hmm.
we just sat there, had a quieter breakfast. And I think I'm trying to think what other rides we did after that. I think we just kind of walked around a little bit, tried to see, as the mornings got longer, obviously rides wait time started picking up, and so we're like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're not really going to wait for all these, especially we're trying to take it a little easier this morning. So I think from there we actually just headed back to the resort, probably that I guess was more late breakfast, early lunch for us, and really just a brunch, I would call it. Head back to the resort. Probably I think we explored the resort a little bit. Once we got back, my daughter and I collect pins. So we always walk around the resort and just see if there's anything new on the boards and things like that. And then it was pretty much nap time at that point, probably about 1:30.
Mm-hmm.
So I took her back. She had her nap. And then in the afternoon for dinner, we actually had reservations at Tony's Town Square. I will say I'm the first person to say there's no good Italian food in Florida, whether or not you agree with me or not, but you're from New York, you get it.
You're from
Uh,
Jersey. Yes,
I'm born in
we can talk
Brooklyn, and
Italian.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So, Tony's, what we do there, they had gluten-free options for my daughter, which is obviously the most important part. She had,
Mm-hmm.
had like gluten-free meatballs with some gluten-free pasta. And my wife and I really just share appetizers. So we get the garlic bread, that's delicious, I will say that, and the mozzarella sticks, which again is just a big fried block of cheese, can't be bad. And I think we shared like their version of penny vodka or something just to put a little bit more stuff in our stomach. And what was cool about that is during that time there was also a character cavalcade that came down Main Street and veered off. So we kind of were
Mm-hmm.
able to watch it from our seat where we were and saw some of the characters, especially Marie, which my daughter absolutely is obsessed with. So that
Mm.
was really cool for her. And then I think I want to say we did probably one or two more rides. So I went back to Fantasyland, tried to do some of those rides again. I think it was tough to get fast passes that night because by the time we like started doing stuff, all the rides that like my daughter can go on or that we wanted to go on were already kind of taken up for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Since we don't stay out super late because she has a bedtime. But it was, more just walking the park, more doing the slower paced rides when we can. I think we did It's a Small World and things like that. But it was a fun day. The Magic Kingdom. It wasn't too crowded. Like again, I was so nervous about these spring break crowds. And the first couple
Mm-hmm.
days we were there, it wasn't horrible, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just ended the night going back to the hotel and crashing again. Again, we're still monitoring my daughter and making sure that she was healthy and all
Right.
that good stuff.
Speaking of your daughter and her dietary needs, I
Yes.
wanted to know, I've taken my sister and her family to Disney, and she has celiac as well. And I know one of my good friends, Miranda from Bibbidi Bobbidi Benfields, also has celiac. And so I was just wondering if you did research going into your trip to just like really be clear about what all the different menu options were, and if you had any specific resources that you would recommend for families who are looking specifically for gluten-free options.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I mean, so we definitely started researching once we found out, like, all right, we're going the gluten-free route. Because again, this only happened probably a month and a half ago. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not really decided to go this route with her. And so we definitely did our research. We kind of had a layout of the restaurants we wanted to go to. So it was really just checking to make sure that all the restaurants we wanted to go to had gluten-free options for her.
Mm-hmm.
She's not a basic eater. She does eat pretty well for a 3-year-old. But the higher end places had a piece of grilled chicken and a side dish that she would eat. So that was easy for like the higher end places we were going, or the place that we
Mm-hmm.
wanted to go that had pasta for her. But pretty much we did a lot of research actually on Facebook. There's a gluten-free Disney Facebook group that we found, or two of them that we just really just searched like gluten-free
Mm-hmm.
options Magic Kingdom, gluten-free options here, and there were lists and lists that people had put together with great suggestions. And some places say, hey, just be careful, this isn't Disney owned, so they don't follow the
Mm-hmm.
same as Disney would for when you're kind of at like Disney Springs or off property or something
Right.
like that. But did a lot of research ahead just to make sure that wherever we went, there was something that she could eat, that she would eat. That was
Mm-hmm.
the most important thing to us. A lot of the places have gluten-free chicken nuggets, which she loves. A lot of the
Mm-hmm.
places have gluten-free bread or buns. So if she wanted a cheeseburger or a hamburger, she can get that. A decent amount of places actually had dedicated gluten-free fryers, which was really nice. We'll talk about it shortly, but the breakfast spot that we always go to, Ravello, had an amazing gluten-free section and basically would make her whatever she wants, which was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. But yeah, no, we did our research and it worked out really well.
All right, that brings us to Friday, March the 27th, and you had plans to go to Epcot, and I think you had a breakfast at Akershus to meet some princesses.
Yes, and that is exactly what we did. So we rope dropped Epcot and we headed to Akershus, which is our favorite spot to go for breakfast to meet the princesses over the Cinderella's royal table. They are beyond efficient there in terms of getting the princesses around and meeting all the tables. It always is so smooth and easy. And you meet all the princesses before you're even done with breakfast, which to me is best. You're not like waiting around.
Mm-hmm.
But they were great for gluten free. They brought over my daughter's own little plate of her own breads and pastries and things that she could eat that were all gluten safe, which was awesome. and then a bigger tray of everything else that we all could eat that was all gluten safe, which was really nice. And the food is always solid there. They have this great Norwegian cheese that's like a brown cheese that they like almost like slice really thin.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally just picked some up at my local Wegmans like the other day because it was just so good. I wanted more of it. But
What does it taste like?
it's like a caramelized goat cheese, so it's like
Mm,
creamy and sweet, and it's just and like not burnt, but like a
mm-hmm.
smoky flavor with it, like a sweet smoky flavor. It's just so delicious. I don't know how else to describe it, but
Mm,
if you just Google it, like it's like Norwegian brown cheese, it comes up. You can find it at like most specialty grocers, I would say, like a Wegmans, a Whole Foods, something
mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just delicious, so I just picked some up to have at the house.
Okay.
But yeah, after breakfast, we made our way around the World Showcase. It was nice and early, and so it was like before everything opened in the World Showcase per se. Like the stores were open, but none of the booths were open for the festival or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice and easy to walk around. And we just walked around, stopped in the stores. We stopped in Germany, got something at the I can never remember the name of it, but the German. I know you know the
Caramel couche.
caramel couche. There you go.
And you had said that Christina really likes the gingerbread cookie
Yes,
there. Is that what she got?
unfortunately, no, they didn't have it right now. It was like swapped out with something else, but she did get a chocolate Mickey cookie that had caramel and some buttercream in it, so it was still
Okay.
delicious, but it
Yeah,
wasn't the exact.
for a while that gingerbread cookie was supposed to be seasonal, and then I
Mm,
had received word that it was not seasonal anymore, and I was like, fantastic, because that's such a good
yes.
cookie. Oh well.
Yes, but I think it's back to seasonal, which is fine. It's
Mm.
all good. She got something great, and one of those Disney magic moments happened actually after we left. We were walking out, and Snow White was walking by. I don't even know because it was early before her meet and greet, so I'm not sure what she was doing out. Maybe they had marching bands coming through, kind of opening the World Showcase, so maybe that's what she was
Mm-hmm.
out there for. But she saw my daughter and stopped and talked to her, and then grabbed her hand and went on a walk, and then they were walking for a bit. That she was showing her around, and then a marching band was coming by, so they stopped and they cheered on the marching band together. And it was just one of those, Disney magic moments that just happen with the characters that like melt your
Mm-hmm.
hearts, and you'll kind of remember it forever.
Mm.
And so she had that one-on-one time with Snow White, and I had a great video post on my Instagram about it. And it's just those are the moments that really make Disney magic come to life and make you realize why we spend so much money to come to this
Oh
place
yeah.
so many times a year. But
Mm-hmm.
she was in heaven, and it was so cool to have that moment for her. And so we continued to make our way around the World Showcase, and finally got to France where we had a lightning lane for Remy.
Mm-hmm.
So we went on Remy, which was the first time my daughter had been on it, and I think my wife and I hadn't been on it since like the first year it opened, so it had been some time. And it was a great ride, really fun, really enjoyed it even without the 3D. It was still a lot of fun to go around it, and enjoy that the rat race, as I guess you can call it,
Mm-hmm.
that it is. And yeah, continued from there around the World Showcase. Trying to think what we did. We went to meet Winnie the Pooh after, I think, because he was in the back of England there, and then Christopher Robin's
Mm-hmm.
house. And then we continued on and we saw Alice in the Mad Hatter. So we stopped and met Alice in the Mad Hatter, which my daughter loved.
Mm-hmm.
And we're watching, as we were walking, we saw the topiaries and everything. It was really magical. The topiaries around the World Showcase are awesome. And then I think on the way out, it took us longer than we had thought, to get around the World Showcase. We just stopped over all the shops and just looking around at things that we just really hadn't seen in some time, I feel like, and just taking it in. Especially because it was
Mm-hmm.
like a less crowded time. It was nice. I think we ended up just going to do Nemo on the way out at that point. It was probably getting close to lunchtime and nap time. So then we did, Adventures in Nemo or whatever it's called
Mm-hmm.
on the way out there. And then, actually, no, I lied. I'm sorry. We didn't do Nemo till later. What we did is we got a fast pass for Soarin' because my daughter had just hit 40 inches. And
Uh-huh.
so we're like, let's check to make sure she's officially 40. And we went in there. She made the mark. And so we took her on Soarin' for the first time, and she absolutely loved it.
Oh wow.
She is a daredevil. She will pretty much go on anything.
Uh-huh.
And so she went on Soarin' for the first time right before we went back for a nap, and she loved it. So that was really cool. And then I think we went back for the nap. I don't even think we had lunch that day. Maybe we got my daughter something from Captain Cook's, but I know my wife and I have eaten alcatraz, so I'm not that hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably got my daughter something from Captain Cook's, probably more chicken tenders and French fries. And then that evening after nap time, we had Yachtsman Steakhouse, which is my favorite steak on property. I always get the filet mignon. Their bread, if for a bread basket is phenomenal. It's like an onion roll,
Mm-hmm.
which is so tasty. And again, they had great gluten-free options. They brought my daughter her own rolls to eat. She had a
Mm-hmm.
piece of grilled chicken and I think mashed potatoes or something with it. And for a steakhouse, my wife loves their salad, and they had a pasta dish that she loved.
Mm-hmm.
So again, always for us, one of the best places to go on property for a steak is Yachtsman. And so we drive there with the car, and we walked around the hotels, and I think they had the Easter egg displays. They have a couple of them there as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So we looked at those. And I think that was again like an earlier night. I don't even think we made it back to a park after that. I think we went back to the resort.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we finished at Yachtsman and explored a little bit, then we went back to the resort and we got my daughter ready for bed. And then we're like, you know what? It's already like 8:30. Or actually, I think at that point it was probably over past 9 o'clock. We're like, it's almost fireworks time. We're like,
Mm-hmm.
she wants to step into the fireworks. We let her step into the fireworks. Her fever had broken at that point, so we were all good there. And I think we just went up to our spot at the Polynesian and just watched the fireworks from over the bungalows into the castle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we went out there and we usually bring like a towel and we'll just here the building that we stay at, there's like a nice overlook spot that's like high up on a perch that like everyone goes to the beach. We go to this spot where like there's maybe like 10 people total, a couple
Yeah.
benches, and you have like really nice view, just beautiful spot to watch the fireworks from. And so we sat there and just took it all in and then went back and crashed for the night.
Mm-hmm.
So that was that I guess a Friday night.
You're annual pass holders,
We are, yes.
and I cannot remember how long you've been annual pass holders.
I want to say since we bought DVC, so 2024. I think we
Okay.
started getting annual pass holders, or maybe directly to our first trip in 2025. So not that long, maybe about a year. I think
Okay.
it's been a year because we just renewed our passes for this trip, like right before this trip.
Okay. Yeah, because I was just gonna say, as an annual pass holder, like there's different responses to having an annual pass. I think everybody kind of eventually ends up in the same place, which is you do what you feel like doing, and you're like, we can do that some other time, whatever. I found that when I first had an annual pass, I still had that scarcity mindset where I would be like, I have to get as much done as possible every time I'm here no matter
Right.
what. It did take me a while, but it sounds like you moved more quickly than I did into that, like, oh, we're just gonna do what we get to kind of
Yeah, I mean,
mindset.
even before we had the annual pass, I think we already had that mindset. My wife and I have been going for almost 12 years together now, and we've been married there in 2014. So we've been going 2 to 3 times a year, which again, we should have bought DVC earlier. That's our own fault. But we've been going for so long that I feel like we've done and seen everything at this point. I mean, there's always something new to do, of course, but
Hmm.
we realize like we go so often that we don't have to hit everything in every trip. Like we can take
Right.
slower days, if because we have the annual pass, like we don't have to feel like, hey, we paid $200 to get to the park today. We're gonna get every minute in that park.
Hmm.
We can come and go as we please, and that's kind of what makes it nice. And again, as we go through this trip, you'll hear actually tomorrow, next day, the Saturday, we can just pop into a park for an hour and not have an issue with that, and it just be
Yeah.
still a magical time.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
so it was pretty cool.
Well,
Yeah.
let's get into Saturday then.
Yeah.
So this was March 28th, and you started your day at a place you've already mentioned in this episode,
Yes.
Ravello.
My favorite breakfast spot there is. So Ravello, if you don't know, is at the Four Seasons. So it's on Disney property, but you cannot get there without a car, or Uber, or Lyft, or minivan, whatever you want to call them. But it is a phenomenal, phenomenal breakfast spot. They do character breakfast on Tuesday and Saturdays, and it is Goofy and Friends, I think, as they call it, or Goofy's breakfast. And so you have Goofy, Mickey, and Minnie all dressed in like golf attire, which is pretty cool. And you actually have a photo pass person that follows Goofy around, so you get free photo pass photos with the Goofy
Hmm.
meet and greet. And the food there is just phenomenal. It's the nicest buffet I think I've ever seen. Like elevated stuff, like 30 different toppings you get on an omelet. This time we noticed that an entire gluten-free section, which was great for my daughter. Different breads, pastries, all that. So we were able to go pick some stuff up, and they basically said whatever you see on this buffet, we can almost make it all gluten-free in the back. So they made her gluten-free French toast, gluten-free waffles, gluten-free pancakes. She had a feast of all different things that she could
Wow.
eat. So she was in heaven. Um, and the characters were great as always, great interactions. They really take the time to meet with you and see you, and you see them probably 2 or 3 times. It's not a huge restaurant, and it's never like packed, which is really nice. I feel like it's that hidden
Hmm.
gem. So you get to meet the characters 2 or 3 times while you're sitting there. It's really nice. And the staff is great there. Personally, what was really cool is we're walking in, and I'm seeing these guys walk past me. Like I know that face, like I know who this guy is, and a couple more walk past. I'm like looking at their shorts that they're wearing. I'm like, that's the Brazilian flag. And I realized I'm a huge soccer fan. It was literally the Brazilian national soccer team who was training in Orlando at Wild World of Sports, staying at the Four Seasons. So I'm watching these players, like, for if anyone's listening and knows, like Vinny Jr. and Casemiro and all these like stars of soccer walking past me, like, oh my God, like I'm walking past like these, I want to like take a selfie with these guys, but like on my
Uh-huh.
own, didn't be that guy. Ended up being in an elevator, I think, with the coach. Hey, good luck at the tournament. And he goes, thank you, and that was
Uh-huh.
kind of the whole interaction I had. It was pretty cool to see that happen. But yeah, did Ravello, and we were heading back, and I don't remember what happened, but I have a 3-year-old daughter. And
Mm-hmm.
as people with kids know, some days just are not the days. And she had a meltdown. I don't remember why or what it was. We had plans to go to Disney Springs, and we're like, I'm not taking her to Disney Springs when she's acting like that. And so we ended up just going back to the room, letting her have her meltdown, letting her have her moment. She was crying, having a fit, all that stuff. But I feel like every parent has it at some point. So this was just our
Mm-hmm.
time to have it. So we took it. She was eventually calmed down and settled. And my wife had the Grand Floridian Spa that day. It was a Christmas gift I got her back in
Mm-hmm.
December. So I said, listen, go. She'll take her nap and she'll stay calm and relax. And she did. She took her nap. After her nap, she completely changed. Her behavior changed. She was back to her normal self. Again, for all I know, it could have been the ear infection finally bothering her.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, or just the Disney
Or just
meltdown. It
being
happens.
tired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tired, 3 years old. I get it. I feel it too sometimes.
Uh-huh.
And so, yeah, my wife came back from the spa. And after that, we had reservations at the cake bake
Well,
shop.
hold on. Let's pause and talk
Yeah, yeah.
about the spa for a moment. So I
Yeah.
know you didn't experience this
No,
yourself, but
I
what
didn't.
did Christina tell you about her experience? What did she have a
Yeah.
massage? What
So
services did she
I
get?
got her a body scrub, I think, with a scalp massage or something like that.
Oh.
She loved it. She said the spa was beautiful, really, really nice. The service was great. The people were great.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, because we're DVC members, there was like an additional add-on that they gave you for free, like another 15 minutes of something. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
But she loved it. She said it was great. She definitely wants to go back. I said, great, next time, have fun. But it was she loved it. She said it was beautiful and a great time. It's its
Mm-hmm.
own building near kind of where Frank's wedding pavilion thing is there. So I
Mm-hmm.
dropped her off in front and picked her up, an hour and a half or 2 hours later. But she said it was great experience. Would highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool. She enjoyed it. She was
Yeah.
relaxed afterwards, so that's all that mattered.
I did a massage there once and it was wonderful, and they have I think it was like a hot tub or something that is connected to the locker room so that if you want to afterwards you can enjoy that, and then they gave you a little thing when you left that had some really good smelling bath salts
Yeah,
and
yeah, she did
a
get
couple
that. That's
things.
right.
Yeah, it was really nice. I was very glad that I did it. And
Nice.
I used to have this theory, and I've kind of stopped doing it, and I should maybe try to resume it when I can. That when I would go on vacation, I would schedule a massage wherever we were going for the first day so that I could relax and open myself up to enjoying my own vacation.
I like that.
Because,
It's a good strategy.
sometimes, like in this day and age, modern life is stressful. Living in the city can be very stressful. My job can be stressful, everything. And so I used to do that. I don't know why I stopped, but
I love
you're
that
making
idea.
me want to do that again.
No, that's a great idea. I love that. That's really cool.
What did you do afterwards?
Yeah, I mean, by that point, we were getting ready for dinner. We had Cake Bake Shop.
Mm-hmm.
We love that place. The food is phenomenal. The portions are huge. The cake is to die for. I think I got a burger. My wife and I shared a salad as an appetizer. Again, gluten-free stuff for my daughter. I think she had a gluten-free burger and fries. And then what did my wife have? I think she had a pasta dish that she even brought like some home because it was so big.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the food is phenomenal. The staff there is phenomenal. The place is beautiful, and the cake, while it's 20 something bucks a slice, it feeds you and a family of five. Like it's a huge slice. And
Mm-hmm.
we got the seasonal one, which was like a chocolate peanut butter that was so good.
Ooh,
Really,
love
really light,
chocolate
like
peanut butter.
peanut butter mousse, like delicious. But yeah, it was a good time. Always really good there. And then following dinner, we walked to what did we walk to? We walked around the boardwalk. We stopped and saw there was like a street performer on the boardwalk, one of the Disney street performers, which were awesome. And so we stopped and watched that. My daughter loved it and watched that for maybe 10, 15 minutes or something, just until she decided it was enough. We went to the stores on the boardwalk and into the boardwalk. And then I think by that point it was getting ready to go back. We went back to the room. got my daughter ready for bed, and then I think we did the fireworks again. Just again, went to our spot, watched the fireworks. I can watch Happily Ever After over and over again. It's just amazing. And so we kind of did that, and it was really nice. Again, a nice relaxing night. It was our rest day. Theoretically, we weren't planning to do any parks, so we didn't, and it was good. It really was.
All right. So Sunday, March the 29th, was a two park day for you, or at least you planned for it to be
Yes.
an Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and a rope drop. And with Animal Kingdom, that's an early rope drop. So how did you do?
Yes. Yeah, no, we were out there nice and early. I think my wife or my daughter and my daughter and I are always up first while my wife gets ready. So I took her, got Captain Cook's gluten-free waffles for her to have before we even got to the park. And got to the park, I think, probably right when it opened or just before it opened. So, rope drop enough. We went to Nave River first. I know that because that's my daughter's favorite ride. She just loves the shaman and loves the music and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did that. Following that, we actually went back and walked to Everest. I just wanted some pictures in front of Everest. Just I was wearing a shirt that said Everest on it, like a
Yeah.
brand I work with, and so I wanted some pictures in front of it. Kept going around and hit Zootopia 2, which was really cool. And actually, I think
Mm-hmm.
before we hit that, we ended up meeting Judy and Nick from Zootopia right in front of it. The line was actually short
Mm-hmm.
before it got too crazy, so we hit that, met them, then went on
Mm-hmm.
the Zootopia ride or the show.
How was that compared to A Bug's Life for you?
So I saw it a couple months ago when we went in December, and I was confused by it. Then after
Mm-hmm.
seeing the movie, it made a lot more sense.
Oh, okay. So I need to watch the movie. I still haven't seen
Yeah,
Zootopia 2 yet.
yes, it's a great movie. One, I watched it. I watched half of it before we left, and the other half on the plane back.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so funny. There's a great scene in there where hey Bob, hey Bob, hey Bob, hey Bob, and they like spitting at each other, and my daughter thinks it's the most hilarious thing ever. In fact, we literally listened to it in the car this morning on the way to school. But when they spit, it's like it splits at you, in the
Uh-huh.
theater, and so she absolutely loves it and thinks it's the most hilarious thing. And yeah, once you see the movie, the show makes a little bit more sense. But again, I
Okay.
think it's great. Is it the best thing ever? No, but is it fun to do, especially with just to take a break and sit down for 5 minutes? Absolutely great.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and then after that, Moana was meeting like right across from that, so we met Moana, which had like no line, which was great. And then we ended up so gluten free. Everyone says the best thing gluten free on Disney property are the churros at Nomad Lounge.
I mean, I want to say in my mind 100% true, but I probably have not tasted nearly as many gluten-free things as you have.
Of course.
So,
Well, I listen, just because my daughter is gluten free, I don't eat gluten free. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I need a full on gluten
you
bread.
need your gluten.
I do. I'm a carb guy myself, so it's tough. But I will say, we went to Nomad Lounge and we got there, I think, right before it opened. And so there was like a couple people waiting. Like, all right, well, we were just gonna get like to go at the bar, but if we can sit, like, why not sit down for a couple? So we actually ended up
Mm-hmm.
sitting down at like the outdoor section of it, which was really nice. We had like a
I
couch
love
to
sitting out
ourselves.
there. Hmm.
Yeah, I'd never been. It was really nice. Got the gluten-free churros, and they were as delicious as everyone says. Like, I ate them unbelievable, like better than most churros I've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Also got these sticky ribs, which were really good and were gluten-free. So my daughter had some of that. Really, really tasty. Like, not necessarily fall off the bone, but just so flavorful and tasty. And I think my wife got like the bread service, the non-bread with the different dips.
Yes. Yeah,
And it
I
was it was
love
really
that.
nice. Really, again, not something we planned for, didn't have a reservation or anything like that. It was really nice and really, really cool to do. And so we did that, and that was what was that? Probably 10:30, 11 o'clock at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I think after that, we ended up going to some of the stores, just walking around the front of the park area. And then we ended up trying to go to the Lion King show.
Mm-hmm.
We did. We got there. We went in. I think my daughter lasted maybe 10, 15 minutes. She's like, yeah, I just can't sit here any longer. Like, again, she likes to move. She likes to be active. She likes to do things. So we ended up dipping out the side door there. But it was a cool show from what we saw. Like, I don't think I probably hadn't seen that in years. And it
Mm-hmm.
was pretty cool to see. And at that point, I think we got ready to head out again for nap time and back to the room. So back to the resort, and I think actually it was still early enough, so we took my daughter in the pool for a little bit before her nap. We took her to the splash pad, which
Mm-hmm.
she absolutely loves at Animal Kingdom, jeez, at the Polynesian. And so we took her there. Then it was nap time. Yeah, the second park for the afternoon evening was Hollywood Studios.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were back at nap time and my daughter sleeps, my wife sometimes passes out, even I sometimes pass out if it's been a long day. But I was playing around with the Disney app and I'm like, hey, there's actually like a Rise of Resistance we can grab for like tonight, with a paid lightning lane.
Mm-hmm.
and she's 40 inches. Like, should we try this? And so we grabbed it. So that evening we had lightning lanes for Alien, Slinky, Toy Story, and now Rise of Resistance. So pretty
Mm-hmm.
stacked night, all in like one area, which is nice. But so we got to the park. We had Roundup Rodeo for dinner. So that's the all you can eat barbecue food. And again,
Mm-hmm.
great gluten-free spot. They had gluten-free bread and biscuits for my daughter, her own little gluten-free thing. And she pretty much could eat everything on the menu except for the mac and cheese. So all
Mm-hmm.
good. She had plenty of meat. She had side dishes and stuff. She loved it. That's her favorite place to go. She loved the Forky cupcake. Unfortunately, she can't eat that
Mm-hmm.
anymore.
Oh.
But she had like a strawberry shortcake for dessert. And again, is it the best barbecue I've ever had? No. Is it a fun place? Sure. I make a decent brisket sandwich on the biscuits they give you. It's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did Roundup Rodeo, and then we started we had Alien Swirl, we had Slinky Dog. She loves Slinky Dog. Like I said, she's an adrenaline junkie, so she will love that ride. It's a roller coaster. She's excited.
Mm-hmm.
Little sprinkles that evening. There was some slight rain, nothing crazy, like literally little sprinkles. Toy Story was down, so we had to wait for that to get back up. But so we went to Rise of Resistance after that. She came off that ride, and I was a little surprised. I didn't like that. Like, what? It was a little.
Really?
It was like the drop was too much. I'm like, you realize that drop was technically smaller than what you witnessed on Slinky Dog. She's like, I didn't like it. I said, okay, that's fine. I get it. I listen. It's not for everybody. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. I mean, I'm not a Star Wars guy, but just the thematics and the ride itself is just so creative and unique from the moment you
Mm-hmm.
step foot into the queue to when you get off. It's amazing. But she was on it. She enjoyed the ride enough, but when she got off, she's like, "Yeah, I didn't like that drop." I'm like, okay, I get it. You're not used to something that's like a straight down drop. Like, she's not
Right.
hasn't been on anything that has that before. So I understand it can make her stomach feel a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it was a fun night. We ended up going on Toy Story at the end and then headed out for the night. But it was
Mm-hmm.
it was great. Just Hollywood Studios at night is pretty cool. It's something that my wife and I have grown to really like. And I think actually on the way out, we also got another fast pass after we scanned into the first stuff for Star Tours. So we did Star
Oh,
Tours.
okay.
Again, she was 40 inches. It's another ride for 40 inches. So it was another one that
Uh-huh.
she got to do for the first time. So we got a couple of good first rides this trip for her.
Were any of you the Rebel Spy?
No, no, we were not. Unfortunately, we
That
were not.
is
It's on my
one of
bucket
my
list. I feel like I've
my goals
never.
in life,
Yeah,
and every
exactly.
time I've tried everything. I've tried looking normal. I've tried looking not normal. I just cannot seem to get picked.
Yeah,
But
that makes
one
two of
day
us.
maybe you'll
Never been
surprise
picked.
me. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah,
Oh well.
that was the 29th.
All
It was a good
right.
time.
So Monday the 30th was Magic Kingdom
Yes.
and another rope drop.
Yes. So this one was a rope drop, and we had all our lightning lanes were I want to say before like 9:30. Like we did pretty good. We had
Oh
like
wow.
Dumbo at 8, Seven Dwarfs 8:20, Peter Pan 8:45, Haunted 9:30. Like really
Mm-hmm.
solid. But I will say after we got off probably Haunted, maybe we did another ride or two in there. The park was getting crowded. Really, like wait times
Mm.
were creeping up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And that I mean that's Easter week, going into Easter Sunday. So I'm like, all right, crowds are here. This is what I was expecting, like this day. By the time we ended up getting off that, we probably got some breakfast in the park somewhere, and we were like, all right, let's get ready to go. And we were getting ready to leave, and the monorail had just left. I'm like, all right, well, this is gonna be a little bit for the monorail, but I noticed the boat was there. I'm like, we've never done the boat to the Polynesian. I don't know if everyone knows, but there actually is a boat that goes to the Grand Floridian and the Polynesian from Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up grabbing the boat, which was really nice. And we're like, all right, well, why don't we'll take the boat, and we got on the boat, and then we got to the Grand Floridian. Like, let's just get off at the Grand Floridian. We're like right near their quick serve. Let's get lunch at the quick serve at the Gasparilla Grill, and let's
Mm-hmm.
try this. I'm like, I know we're coming back in December, so let's check it out. And that's what we did. We got off. We went to the Gasparilla Grill. My wife got a create your own salad from the create your own salad bar there that they have, which is a hidden gem.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got a burger, and my daughter got a gluten-free grilled cheese. Not grilled cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, gluten-free turkey sandwich. So turkey, brie, and apple on a gluten-free bread, which she loved.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of walked back from the Grand Floridian. I mean, it's really
Yeah.
not that far to
Not
the
a
Polynesian, so
not a bad walk. Yeah.
yeah, we're like, no, we got time. Let's walk back. We walked through the tower, the front of the tower to the back of the tower, and then along the water. It was
Mm-hmm.
just a really nice walk. And by the time we got back, it was nap time again. So we did the nap, and then for dinner we had Topolino's Terrace, which we
Mm.
hadn't been to in a really long time. I think the last time we were there was pre-COVID, like when it first opened.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to have a cheese cart that was like on the dessert menu, but we used to order for an appetizer, and it
Yes, I
come like
remember
table
this.
side, like cut fresh cheese and everything. But no, we had a great dinner there. I had a good steak. My daughter, I think, had grilled chicken with a side dish. My wife
Mm-hmm.
had a pasta dish and a salad. I think we actually got some kind of bread service for her and my wife and I. I don't remember what it was on it. It was like a pesto ricotta cheese or something like that. It was really
Mm-hmm.
tasty. And so we had that,
I
and
love the filet mignon there.
it was delicious.
So
It was up
good.
there. Yeah, it was up there with Yachtsman. It was a delicious filet mignon,
Yeah.
cooked perfectly. Really, really delicious. And the views up there are really cool. Like just to look over everything is really nice.
I'm not somebody who gets steak very often. Just
Hmm.
I don't know. I want one every once in a while,
Absolutely.
but not all the time. My husband will get steak pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
But as I'm sitting here thinking about this, I will 100% every time get the filet mignon there. But I've also had the filet mignon at some other places around property, like over in Canada.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to think where else. But there are multiple good places to get filet mignon around property. And I would say overall, I think they really rank up there as some of the best filet mignon I've had ever.
Yeah. No, I agree. I was surprised at how good it really was. I mean, I remember again, I went there years and years ago, and I remember liking it, but it was
Hmm.
tasty, flavorful, cooked perfectly, decent size. I mean, I've eaten filet mignons at most of the steakhouses on property. Like you said, Les Cellier,
Hmm.
Scotsman, even the new place Bourbon Steak.
Hmm.
And they were up there, Steakhouse 71. But yeah, it was
Hmm.
delicious. I don't even think I'm trying to think if we had dessert there. No, we didn't get dessert there because we're like, you know what? Why don't we never? My daughter has never done, so like, let's jump on the Skyliner. We actually ended up taking a minivan to Topolino's, even though we had our car. I'm like, let's get on the Skyliner and go to Hollywood Studios again afterwards. And so we
Hmm.
did that. Um, and we took the Skyline. I'm sorry, we go to Hollywood Studios. We go to the back of Epcot. Now I can't remember.
Well, it was extra magic hours that night at Epcot.
Epcot, right? So we went to Epcot.
So did you do that? Okay.
Yeah, went to the back of Epcot. We ended up getting somehow I remember actually this now. So after I scanned into the first lightning lanes at Magic Kingdom, I'm like, let me see if I can get something later in Epcot. So if we're gonna do this, let's see if we can get something.
Hmm.
Somehow I ended up scoring Remy, Soarin', and Frozen. All three. I'm
Oh,
sorry, not
wow.
Soarin', Remy, Test Track, and Frozen.
Oh
All
my God,
three.
that's even
Like
better.
the Holy Grail, all three for that evening at
What have
Epcot.
you done in this lifetime that got you that? I mean,
No
like
idea.
you
Like
must have like done
some
some good
karma.
deeds, yeah,
Absolutely.
somewhere.
Absolutely. But I'm like, all right, this could be a really fun night. So that's why I end up like, we're like, we have to do this.
Hmm.
Then again, we get there, we go to the test track line, and test track breaks down.
Oh
So we didn't
no.
get on test track. Remy wasn't even open, wasn't even an option. So couldn't get
Oh
on
my God.
Remy.
Okay, I take it back, Mike. Who did you hurt in this lifetime?
Seriously. But we did get on Frozen. So at least we got to do Frozen, which my
Hmm.
daughter does love. So we did Frozen. We walked around the countries a little bit. We ate at some of the booths. Like, even though we weren't hungry, we got like ice cream at this at Swirl Showcase. We
Hmm.
shared like an ear of street corn.
Hmm.
We got a couple more snacks afterwards, and just enjoyed the night at Epcot. It was our last night. So we're like, you know what, let's just walk around
Hmm.
Epcot. And just we got out of there right before the fireworks. We're gonna get ready to go off there, so we didn't have any crowds.
Hmm.
And again, take the monorail right back to the Magic Kingdom, which was nice and easy. Not Magic Cheese. Take the monorail back to the Polynesian because you go to the Ticket and Transportation Center and you can get off and walk to our resort from at the Polynesian, which is nice.
Hmm.
And then again, watch the fireworks for the last night from the Polynesian, which was really cool and a nice way to end the trip.
I think we've made it through this entire trip report, and I did not ask you what building you were in at the
Ah,
Polynesian.
yes, Tokelau is where we like to stay.
Yes. Okay.
So it's
Sorry for my reaction there. That's the best one.
it is. We stay first floor Tokelau. We request it every time. I'm pretty sure we've
Perfect.
like stayed in like 6 or 7 of the rooms down there already.
Yeah.
It is like perfectly centered in between the Ticket and Transportation Center and the main building, so we
Hmm.
can easily walk to both. It's like a 6 minute walk to both, not even.
Hmm.
And we're right next to the quieter pool with a bar, which
Hmm.
was really nice. And actually, I think before I went to watch the fireworks, I stopped at the Dole Whip window. I'm not a Dole Whip fan, I will be honest and say that, but they actually let you just get the vanilla soft serve. So I just got
Uh-huh.
a cup of vanilla soft serve and ate that while I watched the fireworks, which was really cool. I mean, it was gluten free, so I did share it with my daughter. But it was a nice way to end, at your resort watching the fireworks with some ice cream. Like, you just feel like a kid, and it's magical.
Yeah, for sure. Now, is it only the pineapple that you don't care for, or have you had any of the other
I'm not like a
alternate
fruit
flavors?
I'm not a fruit guy, so I've just never really cared for Dole Whip in general. Just 'cause I don't like fruity flavors usually, or fruit in general.
Have you
So
had the coconut? I mean, I know coconut, I think it's a
yeah,
fruit.
I would think
Seems like
so.
it's a
It's
fruit,
yeah, it
but
grows
it's
on a tree.
different.
It
It's
grows on
very
a tree.
milky.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never got into it.
Okay.
So yeah, I just got the ice cream, which was delicious for me. So I was fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, Tuesday the 31st,
The
your
worst day of the
flight
trip.
was,
Yes.
yes, obviously checkout day, but You had a 9:30 a.m. flight. How did everything go with getting the rental car returned and doing everything you
Yeah,
needed to do
so
to
the
make
flight
that
was
time?
actually later. We left the resort at 9:30.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we got quick serve breakfast, just again Captain Cook's, the usual
Mm-hmm.
breakfast platters and waffles and stuff. And then headed out, got some gas, dropped the rental car off. Again, really smooth and easy process. You pull in, drop it off, and walk yourself across
Mm-hmm.
the way to the airport. Security again there. There was zero line for TSA pre-check. I mean, we walked right up, handed my passports. I'm like, there's no line. Let's go to the Disney store like real quick and just walk around for a few
Mm-hmm.
minutes. So we went to the Disney store in the airport real quick. Got through security in minutes, and then again went in the club and killed time in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was again really smooth. Flight was a little delayed leaving. We sat on the tarmac for a couple minutes, just planes going in and out and stuff, and whatever delay. But we ended up landing early anyway. But it was smooth flight, smooth pickup on the way back in Jersey, and we were home probably by 6:15, I want to say. So it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
too bad. And the first thing we do when we get home is we call in a delivery order for a pizza,
Uh-huh.
because I need like real
To get
pizza again,
real
real
pizza.
pizza,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and take showers while that pizza's delivered. By the time everything's done, the guy rings the bell, and I'm having some delicious pizza. It's a nice way to end the trip, and then we start the laundry process. But it
Yeah.
was it was it was a great trip. It was a lot of fun,
Mm-hmm.
and counting down the days till the next one.
You had a rental car for this, and unless
Yeah,
I'm mistaken, you mentioned a couple times driving places, but you didn't mention a ton of driving.
yeah, that's a good question. So
Was it
we
worth it?
Yeah, to us it always is, because by the
Mm-hmm.
time you factor in getting to and from the resort, which is about $150 each way, if you use a private service as opposed to like a Mears or something like that, you
Mm-hmm.
factor in two minivans because you can't really use Uber or Lyft. I don't trust them with a car seat personally.
Mm-hmm.
So you're factoring in those two to Ravello, which we always do, and you're pretty much over the cost that I paid for that rental car.
Mm-hmm.
And so now when I go to like Animal Kingdom or when I go to Hollywood Studios, which are smaller parking lots, like it's easier to get in and out of those compared to like the Magic Kingdom where you have to park a ticket transportation and then take something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth it to us. It's just having the freedom to go drop my wife off at the spa, or if I want to go to the golf pro shop at the golf course, or
Mm-hmm.
getting our own Publix order, on the way in. It's again, the costs, the rates I usually get are cheaper to rent the car than it is to do the trip to Ravello's there and back and the trips to the airport there and back. So I get like the
Mm.
bonus of just having the car, and especially this trip where like we had the health issue where I had to go to the urgent care. Like it was nice to have my
Yeah.
own car and not have to worry about having my how am I getting there. I know Disney is great; they
Mm-hmm.
can get you car service and all that, which is nice. But I just have the freedom to do what I want when I need to, which to me is the
Mm-hmm.
most important thing, especially with our daughter.
Yeah. Everything else you did, worth it? All the lightning lanes, the
Uh,
spa. Is there anything, any of the dining reservations where you were like, nah, could have left that one
Everything
out?
was great. I'd say the only thing me and my wife always toy with is Roundup Rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
We do it because my daughter loves it. Her
Yeah.
and I can find somewhere else to go, but we do it because she loves it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, always great spots. The Gasparilla Grill was a great find. Topolino's is now going to be on our list for most trips.
Mm-hmm.
Tony's, take it or leave it. I think we're probably, next trip we'll probably skip that one. It was just
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the few places we can eat in Magic Kingdom that we enjoy, or enjoy enough to eat there.
Mm-hmm.
Light Pig is always a great first day. Yachtsman is always my steakhouse. Cake Bake, I think on the next trip we're talking about doing it for breakfast because suppose they have a great breakfast menu.
I've heard that.
So I'd say the only thing I would question heavily is Roundup Rodeo. As much as I enjoy barbecue food, it's just I think there's
Mm-hmm.
better places to go. But otherwise, all the lightning lanes, all the extras, always to me is always worth it. I'm the kind of person I'd rather just pay for convenience. That's just my mentality. If I'm on vacation, I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather spend the money to just enjoy my time and make sure it all runs as smoothly as possible.
Right. Now you said you're going back in December. Where are you planning to stay for that trip?
So we're first going back in June. My
Oh,
countdown's at like 80 days.
Mike.
Yeah, my
Wow.
my wife.
AP life.
Yeah, I mean it's AP and DVC. I mean that's what allows us to really
Mm-hmm.
do these things. My wife actually her company gives her off the week leading into 4th of July,
Oh,
and
wow,
my
that's
daughter
nice.
has that week off between school and camp program that she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're like, well, what do we do? Well, we got some points. We got an annual pass, so that's all covered. I got mileage, so it's like, hey,
Uh-huh.
might as well just go down to Disney. We're
Mm-hmm.
doing this trip, but we're doing it knowing it's going to be hot. This is
Mm-hmm.
likely going to be less park time, more pool time. So it's like, hey, we'll do how we're planning this next trip is let's do the parks early, get there right when they open every day, do a brunch somewhere or later breakfast, 10 o'clock, 10:30 breakfast somewhere. So we do parks for, let's say, 2 hours, breakfast, go to the pool, relax, go to dinner somewhere, and then at night, once it cools off a little bit, go back out and do the parks at night kind of thing. And so a little bit of slower pace, but we're going back 79 days. Not that I'm counting the hours, but we actually did 2 days at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So we're staying in a Savannah View room. We took advantage of that. We're actually not using points. We took advantage of that Disney Plus deal going on right now. So got like 2 Savannah View rooms, like dirt cheap in my mind for what it is. And then after that, we're switching back over to the Polynesian for another 5 nights or whatever it is, 4 nights.
Okay.
So again, not a long trip. I think we're going the 26th to the 2nd. So getting out of there before the 4th of July crowds come.
Yeah.
But yeah, so excited for that.
Okay. Yeah, we will just miss each other. Going back to our mention earlier of what if we could see each other in person, because I think I arrive in Orlando on the 3rd.
Literally.
And I'm
just
going
missing you.
over to Universal for a couple of nights
Nice.
before I go to Animal Kingdom Lodge in a Savannah View room. So
Nice. Just missing you. Too bad.
yeah, you could
Too
leave
bad.
me a note in the bushes or something to find.
Listen, I will find a way. Trust me. Just wait. There'll be something waiting for you.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, and then yes, December we are going. That's the big family trip, and we are doing the 3-bedroom Grand Villa at the Grand Floridian.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's the dream trip right there. So pretty excited.
Oh my God. If I ever get to stay in a Grand Villa, I'm just gonna that'll be it. That's all I need, because that's, to me, I think that is more luxurious than a cabin,
Yes, I agree.
and it sleeps more people. So
Yeah,
there you go.
absolutely, absolutely.
Mike, this has been so much fun, and this has been such a long day, and I know it's only Wednesday, but it's been a long week. So it was really nice to have some Disney fun and chat and get to know you a little bit better. And I hope that you will be back at some point.
Absolutely, I definitely will, and I appreciate you having me. It's been lovely to chat with you on this trip, and like you said, hopefully we run into each other in real life. But if not, at least I get to listen in on everyone else's journeys on your podcast.
Yeah, if not at the parks, Newark.
There you go.
Newark.
Exactly.
In the lounge.
Exactly. Love it. Love it. Love it.
All right. Well, take care.
Thank you, Virginia. Have a good one.
Thank you so much, Mike, for your time and for sharing all of your trip details with us. It really was a pleasure, and I do hope that we will run into each other in the parks. Now, we have to wrap this up because it's getting late and I have a long week ahead of me. So I'll just remind you all, as I always do, keep daydreaming about where you long to be.